P. Diddy, Brother Love, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Sean Combs, whatever you choose to call it. He is now arrested and the documents have been unsealed. CNN has a report from a former prosecutor.
Sean Diddy Combs, one of the most influential figures in the entertainment world, now faces a federal indictment that threatens to dismantle his empire. Allegations of racketeering, sex trafficking, and interstate transportation for prostitution have placed him at the center of a legal storm. This video will unpack the details of the charges, the evidence, and how the case against Combs is shaping up, as well as the potential consequences for the music mogul's future. The racketeering allegations, a criminal enterprise. At the heart of the case is the charge of racketeering, a crime typically reserved for leaders of organized crime. Prosecutors allege that Combs led a criminal enterprise responsible for a systematic pattern of abuse, manipulation, and exploitation of women. The allegations go beyond a single instance of wrongdoing. They point to a long-standing, organized operation. The indictment claims that Combs used his wealth, influence, and network of associates to lure victims into compromising situations. According to federal prosecutors, this was not just about individual cases of abuse. It was a criminal enterprise designed to exploit vulnerable individuals for personal gratification and financial gain. His team of assistants, managers, and security staff are said to have played pivotal roles in orchestrating these freak-off events, ensuring that victims were present and prepared for these drug-fueled, days-long encounters. The use of racketeering charges is significant. It indicates that prosecutors view Combs as the head of an organized operation, with multiple moving parts and players involved in executing these crimes. Allegations of coercion and abuse. A core component of the charges involves the coercion and abuse of both women and men during Combs' alleged freak-off sessions. Prosecutors claim that Combs and his team would supply these parties with narcotics to lower inhibitions, allowing him to exploit his victims sexually and physically. The alleged abuse spans years and involves multiple victims, with claims that Combs used threats, intimidation, and even violence to maintain control over them. The most shocking allegation involves an incident captured on surveillance footage at a hotel where Combs is allegedly seen physically abusing his former partner, Cassandra Ventura, also known as Cassie. This video has become a central piece of evidence, providing a rare visual record of the alleged violence Combs inflicted. According to prosecutors, Cassie's lawsuit against Combs provided the framework for the federal investigation, and her bravery in coming forward has empowered others to speak out about their own experiences. Drug-fueled orgies and freak-off parties. The term freak-off has become synonymous with the events that Combs allegedly orchestrated. These parties, according to the indictment, involved days-long sex sessions fueled by drugs, during which victims were subjected to degrading and abusive acts. In raids on Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami, authorities reportedly found various supplies commonly used at these events, including over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and various drugs. Prosecutors have described these freak-offs as key moments of exploitation, where Combs and his associates manipulated victims into participating in acts they otherwise would not have consented to. It's alleged that Combs' security team was tasked with finding and bringing in women and male prostitutes, and his assistants ensured that all supplies were readily available for these events. The link to sex trafficking. In addition to racketeering, Combs faces charges related to sex trafficking. Prosecutors allege that Combs used his resources to transport victims across state lines for the purpose of prostitution and exploitation. This charge is particularly serious because it falls under federal jurisdiction and carries severe penalties. The federal government's focus on sex trafficking has intensified in recent years, and Combs' indictment draws comparisons to the case against R&B singer R. Kelly, who was convicted of sex trafficking and racketeering in 2021. Survivors from Kelly's case, like Lizette Martinez, have spoken out in support of Combs' accusers, highlighting the pattern of powerful men exploiting vulnerable women and using their influence to maintain silence. The impact of Cassie's lawsuit. Cassie's civil lawsuit against Combs was the catalyst for much of the investigation that followed. She accused him of years of abuse, violence, and manipulation, detailing how he allegedly coerced her into participating in drug-fueled orgies and subjected her to physical harm. Initially, Combs denied all allegations, but the surfacing of the surveillance footage showing him allegedly beating Cassie changed the narrative. In a statement on Instagram, Combs acknowledged the wrongdoing seen in the video, admitting that he had hit rock bottom and that his behavior was inexcusable. While this statement addressed the specific incident with Cassie, it opened the floodgates for others to come forward with their own allegations of abuse. The growing number of accusers. As the details of Combs' alleged abusive behavior became public, more accusers began stepping forward. At least 11 other women have filed civil lawsuits against him, each alleging various forms of abuse, from physical violence to sexual exploitation. One of the most chilling accusations comes from a woman named Thalia Graves, who claims that in 2001 she was bound, raped, and filmed by Combs, who later showed the video to others. These allegations paint a grim picture of a man who, according to his accusers, wielded his power and influence to prey on women, manipulate their consent, and escape accountability for years. For these women, many of whom have remained silent for decades, the indictment represents a moment of reckoning. Combs' legal defense and public response. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges and maintains his innocence. His legal team has been vocal about what they see as an unjust prosecution, framing him as a victim of opportunistic claims and an overzealous investigation. In court, Combs' lawyers argued for his release on bail, citing concerns for his safety in jail. However, he has been denied bail twice and remains confined in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. In public statements, Combs' defense has emphasized his philanthropic work and his contributions to the Black community, presenting him as a flawed but ultimately well-meaning figure. His legal team continues to argue that the charges against him are exaggerated and unfounded. The potential fallout. If convicted, Combs faces the possibility of spending the rest of his life in prison. The racketeering and sex trafficking charges carry long sentences, and prosecutors have indicated that their investigation is ongoing. It's possible that more charges could be added, or that other individuals involved in Combs' alleged criminal enterprise could be indicted. Beyond the legal consequences, Combs' reputation and empire have already taken a significant hit. His various business ventures, from his music label to his clothing line, are now at risk of crumbling as public perception shifts. In the court of public opinion, the damage may already be done. The federal indictment against Sean Diddy Combs is a shocking and complex case involving allegations of racketeering, abuse, and sex trafficking. As more details emerge, the case threatens to not only dismantle his career, but also serve as another example of how powerful figures in entertainment can be held accountable for long-hidden crimes. As Combs awaits his day in court, his accusers continue to come forward, pushing for justice and accountability. Thank you for watching our breakdown of the serious allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. We want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the case and its implications? Share your comments below. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this and other important topics.